I am Neil Larthos. I am the next Abdullah. You are the next Neville Goddard. Your SP gets wet, moist, every single time they think of you. And your bank account makes Jeff Bezos look homeless. SP is a satellite, but you are gravity, okay? You see, it's affirmations like that which we need to say to ourselves, okay? And again, this whole belief that you should only say affirmations in the morning when you're brushing your teeth or right before bed is bullshit, okay? You want to see affirmations like a pistol in your back pocket, weapons for mass destruction against the 3D. You have an SP who you see every day at the gym, and it's been fucking 6 months and still no movement, right? Still she passes you by and treats you like you don't even exist, right? Well, you might see that in the 3D, but whenever you see that in the 3D, that is when you want to say that she carries 5 pairs of panties every single time to the gym because she keeps getting horny as fuck whenever she sees you, that she has to go to the bathroom to relieve herself, right? I tried that affirmation and I only remember saying it 2 times for this woman that I used to work with who knew a little bit about my past. I dated her friend for a little bit, and it was very clear that she was trying to just ignore me. Now, granted, I never tried to talk with her, but it was very clear that she didn't like me, or at least in the beginning, right? It was very clear she was trying to keep her distance from me, right? And again, like I said, I wouldn't approach her, so maybe she was just being shy, but I mean, not even a glance my way, right? But I didn't fucking care, okay? First of all, I actually kind of thought she was hotter than her friend. She was a little bit taller, and I don't know what it is about ladies with long legs, but I mean, I like to play the fucking guitar on that shit, all right? But either ways, I was like, you know what? She's hot, but at the same time, I'm not an extremely. I'm not designing her. I'm gonna be okay either way if it doesn't work out. So this actually was a coworker who, at the time when I just got into Neville, this was a coworker that I said, okay, you know what? I'm gonna use this as a perfect guinea pig, a perfect test experiment to begin my manifestation journey. So I started fucking saying shit like, she's fucking in love with me, right? She is obsessed with me. But the one I remember saying only twice was that she carries 5 pairs of panties to work every single day because she cannot stop masturbating thinking about me, right? And I would do it when we were in the same station at work, and there she was, just a few yards away, minding her own business, right? Not even looking my way. And there I am, practically, you know, giggling to myself about how fucking retarded my affirmations are, right? Next thing you know, a few weeks pass by and she starts blocking me and unblocking me on social media, even though we're not fucking following each other. And then out of nowhere, she starts making random excuses to start conversations with me, right? That's not fucking coincidence. That's not fucking luck, okay? And one thing led to another, and guys, let's just be thankful HR didn't get involved. Look, folks, you have to be diligent about this shit, okay? And no, when I say that you need to use your affirmations like weapons of mass destruction, that doesn't mean that I want you to just die of exhaustion robotically affirming 50,000 times a fucking hour, okay? Remember what I just fucking said. I used that 5 pairs of panties affirmation only 3 times. And no, not 3 days in a row of just nonstop exhaustion of robotic affirming. No, I only said it 3 fucking times. This is why I say that the more crazier your affirmations, the better. I'm not going to tell you that, you see, even some girl on my Instagram just posted something because I posted me and my girlfriend. Now that they see me in love, they're like, really? What about me? Look, the more crazier your affirmations, honestly, the quicker you're going to see results, okay? And I'm not saying, guys, that if you say that your SP has a life-size photo of you on their wall that they pray and bow down to every single night. I'm not saying that all of a sudden you're going to be married with her by Tuesday. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, you want to talk about movement and signs. Well, I'll put it to you this way. When you start saying crazy affirmations, and I don't even like to call them affirmations. You could call them decisions. You can call them just you admitting to yourself what has already happened, right? Because whatever you give yourself in your conscious, it's done, okay? If you keep going back to the past and remembering when your dad used to yell at you and it's traumatic whenever you look at that memory, then he's yelling at you right now. You just gave that to yourself right now, okay? But when you make them crazy, okay, you want to talk about signs or movement, you will notice behavior changes in your SP to where it's obvious something happened, okay? We're going to call this girl Benny, the one that I used the 5 pairs of panties affirmations on. Benny just fucking did a whole 360. I'll never fucking forget, okay? Because we work in a restaurant, all right? And it still to this day fucking makes me laugh. Like, one of the fucking things that she just started randomly talking about was she started I was just in my fucking zone, minding my own business, back turned to her, 2 yards away from her, and she just blurts out loud, so how many more of these restaurants do we have? Do we have one in California? And I'm like, what the fuck? I turn around and I'm just like, no, I don't think we have one in California, sweetheart, no. And then she starts telling me about, yeah, did you know that they have a Whataburger in Missouri? And did you know that they have a Buc-ee's also in California? And I'm just like, oh, really? That's awesome. She goes from being extremely shy around me to all of a sudden borderline, like, being annoying as fuck, right? Now, she's hot, so in a way, you know, she gets a free pass, right? But what I'm saying is, I'm thinking to myself, if this was like if the roles were reversed and it was like a extremely dorky, ugly dude trying to start a conversation with a hot chick, right, or a very attractive woman, if he started a conversation like this and asked her a question about, hey, how many restaurants are in this chain, and then she's like, oh, I don't know, I don't think there's one in California, and then she just doesn't continue the conversation, but then he continues and pestering her, and he's like, oh, did you know there's a Cotton Patch Cafe in New York? Hey, did you know that there's a Starbucks in Africa? She's probably gonna be like, yeah, fuck off. Or at the very least, she's gonna try her best to do the whole looking at her phone thing and try to just wait for him to just go the fuck away, right? And this was the type of behavior that I was seeing. And that was like one of the many times that she was just constantly doing random things like that. And it even got to the point where I noticed that she was one of the few females that initiates conversation with me. Because even some girls who were madly in love with me, you know, they didn't know how to be social, right? Or they didn't know how to approach. But she went from being shy, trying to avoid me because she thought I was a player because I dated her friend, to having the balls to just go after what she wanted. And clearly she ended up going after what she wanted, right? But guys, I'm telling you, okay, I got movement, signs, shifting just from saying that affirmation 3 times. Now you're probably thinking, okay, well, Neo, why did you not just say it 50 more times? Because again, once you become aware that it's working, and again, we have to be careful when we talk like that, because when we start saying, oh my gosh, it's working, we are acting like we're losing our cool a little bit. Never lose your cool when you are waiting for your manifestation, okay? When we were kids, we knew not to stay awake when Santa was coming, okay? We didn't want to ruin the magic, right? You remember that? When they would say that you can't you can't go downstairs and try to catch Santa in the act? It was bullshit, but they were trying to basically imply that even though you were a good boy that year and you were getting presents, if you tried to anticipate it, it wouldn't come, right? Just let it be, right? Well, it's the same thing with your manifestation. When the magic is happening, don't try to look at the eye of the sun, okay? Just be, if anything, just be like, well, yeah, duh. What I say fucking goes, okay? If I say that my bank account makes Jeff Bezos look homeless, well, do you think I'm fucking playing? When I say that my SPs need me more than food, water, and fucking air, do you think that's a fucking joke? Right? I mean, just imagine you walking into Elon Musk's office, right? And honestly, fuck that asshole, but imagine you walking into Elon Musk's office and you're just like, bro, you got so much money, dude. Like, how does it feel? And you're just going to be like, good, I guess. You know, with his little awkward fucking laugh that he does, right? Maybe I'm projecting here with my anger towards him, but I am the next Elon Musk. But either ways, guys, point I'm trying to make is the crazier the better, and you might not have to do it more than a couple of times, okay? Because when I said that shit, first of all, I said it while I was in the proximity of this woman, okay? And my subconscious was so accustomed to me feeling the feeling of rejection whenever I would be in the midst of someone who I found very attractive, and who, though I found them very attractive, they were not reciprocating. Whenever I was in the midst of someone like that, my subconscious was accustomed to feeling the feeling of rejection. So when I overrided that with some crazy 360 of a turn of events and started saying things in my favor, even though in the physical plane it looked like she didn't want anything to do with me, it was such a fucking turnaround, such a turning of the tables, that because it was so drastically different, it had no other choice but to fucking amaze you, right? I'm trying to think of a fucking example with movies, okay? And you guys know that I love Marvel, okay? Come on, guys. The fucking Avengers Doomsday trailer is coming out in February. By now, by the time that this fucking video comes out, because right now I'm in January filming this video, but by the time this video comes out, we would have already seen the Avengers Doomsday trailer appear on the Super Bowl. Guys, I might shit my pants, all right? I might get rock hard, but I don't know why this example is coming to my mind, but if any of you guys have seen Spider-Man No Way Home, right? If any of you guys haven't been living under a fucking rock, right? In that movie, it was supposed to just be Tom Holland's Spider-Man fighting a new villain, right? Well, because it ended up being a movie where he interacts with Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and then Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, And then on top of that, the villains are Green Goblin, Doc Ock from the original Sam Raimi Spider-Mans. They actually got all the fucking actors from Sam Raimi's Spider-Man to be in this fucking movie. And then Jamie Foxx and also Thomas Hayden Church as well. Sandman, Electro, all these guys, right? I'm fully nerding out right now. But the point is, they didn't give a fuck that it's not normal to have different versions of Spider-Man in one movie and make it into one story that's supposed to make sense to the audience. No one has ever done that. This would be like if they had fucking Darth Vader have sex with fucking Mickey Mouse, right? Or if they were to have fucking Garfield have a movie with fucking Family Guy, right? And any other creator would have fucked that up and it wouldn't have made sense. But MCU made it perfect and it was so special. And to this day, most people say that it's the best Spider-Man film, and shit, most people will even go as far as to say that it's one of the best, if not the best, superhero films. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, okay? I'm going to have to do a jump scare, guys, because I got some fucking shit right here in my eyes. The 3D is just evaporating and disappearing right before me. I'm going to be honest with you. I enjoyed the fuck out of the movie, right? But I think that if it wasn't for the fact that they had all the cameos of Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Green Goblin, Doc Ock, it probably wouldn't have been as great of a movie. But because it's just something so fucking different, bro. Because it was something that we've never seen before. The fucking image of Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Sam Raimi swinging their webs together in one shot was enough to make people go, oh, cinematic art. One of the best films of all time. This will go down as one of the most important film roles in cinema history. And yet it's just three guys in fucking tights, right? But it's more than that. And that's the way your affirmations will be when you are right there at the gym and she's not looking at you. She has her headphones in, and this is the 6th month in a row where you notice in the 3D that she doesn't treat you like you even exist. And yet, if you can see that and go, dude, we cannot stop fucking banging each other's brains out in the locker room, so much so that I think they're going to ban us. That is so fucking of a 360 compared to what you typically react to situations, how you typically react to situations like this. It's such a fucking 360 that your subconscious has no other choice but to feel something, okay? So if you guys want help creating affirmations, book a consultation with me at neillarthosthegod@gmail.com. I'm accepting Cash App right now, and I'm getting the Stan store up. Maybe by this time I already have the Stan store up by now, but I have the best prices in the game, okay? So if you're wondering, hey, I can't afford shit, look, trust me on this. Once you work with me, your life will fucking change, no matter what, okay? I will always be there for you. I am the best manifestation coach that you will ever meet, okay? Or if you want me to help you create an imaginal act, I will also help with that too, all right? So, yeah, if you have any questions, or I can also just answer them right here in the comments for free, okay? Let me know if you guys want to see any other topic discussed on this channel. Until then, folks, I am Neil Larthos. This is all that the I'm Awareness had to say, and I know you're going to be okay.